Are you ready for a spooky story about an escape room? Ooh.
Are you going for like Irish or pirate?
Yes. Sorry, you gave me power over this light, and
That's true, I did.
I was like, well, I can only do something stupid with this.
That was my first mistake. That's okay. Live and learn. Been a while since we've done like an in the car review.
Seriously, it's like, God, it's
Back
been
to the
it's
old-
felt like years.
Back to the old familiar places.
The smell's improved.
Was it that bad back then?
No, I'm just fucking with you.
Okay, I was like, if my car smells, that's something you guys gotta fucking tell me. Like ahead of time. I'd gladly get air fresheners. Anyway, so yeah, we're here to talk about the film franchise. It answers the question, what if Jigsaw had a bigger budget and was a massive dork?
Is it weird that I don't normally do horror movies, but I actually really like the escape room ones just because I like puzzles?
They're not good, but I can I can see some enjoyment out of it.
Yeah.
But they're not good.
I mean, like, yeah, as far as like character, plot, or like things that you would enjoy from a movie, or just story, good dialogue, yeah, none of that's here. But
no, I mean, sure, it's kind of fun to watch. Like, okay, what kind of kooky antics they get into this time around?
Plus, one improvement from the last movie is that all the puzzles were actually puzzles. As opposed to like one of them, which was just like stab someone with a needle and get drugs and then fight them while you're on drugs.
I forgot about that. There's so much about the first
That
movie.
that was the big one. That was the big problem I had with the first movie. It was like, this one isn't even a fucking puzzle. But this time they actually had puzzles, and I'm like, yes.
Yeah, they were actually puzzles, and like, okay, it was kind of neat to see like what the solutions were and all that. Like, all right, cool. I can see some enjoyment out of that. It's definitely still a B movie at best.
Oh, absolutely.
It does win that trope, like, without going to spoilers, we'll get into spoilers, but there's kind of like, all right, some of the puzzles are neat, like some of the beats are okay, and then it gets to the end, it's like, are we gonna have a stupid contrived ending? And it was like, yep, stupid contrived bullshit ending, yay! And so I was like, oh, god damn it, we're doing this thing. Because this is that film franchise that's too afraid of their characters being smarter than the system they've created.
Yeah.
So they have, like, basically get to the point where the villains of the story are just goddamn precogs.
Yeah.
To the point where like, fuck you, you did not know this is all gonna happen in exactly this sequence. Fuck off. And just like
I like to imagine that while they're planning some of this escape room stuff, they just got like Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes vision where they're all like, first, well, he'll walk in to the left, and then we'll have our junkie just bring them to the subway.
See, now
make sure they get on the right train car.
Of course, because God forbid, they get like on a different train.
Yeah, exactly.
Literally anything doesn't go exactly as planned.
I want to know how they got the other people to be just on that train car and then got no one else to be on that train car.
Fucking right, yeah.
Seriously.
Like there's just some guy in the back is going, go away.
Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out.
Get out, I'm trying to kill people. It's like, get out of here.
And and I know it's like that's a contrivance you take with a movie like this. So like, but that being said, it does get annoying when they do compound each other to the point where I'm just like, I imagine the architect of this whole thing just being some weird loner.
Yeah, I mean that was the ending of the first movie.
Who sounds like Sylvester the Cat in my mind. Who's sitting there like you're like you're playing checkers, I'm playing chess, and 4D chess.
I'm playing chess. I'm playing chess 5 moves ahead, and you're still on suits and ladders.
That's actually not bad.
Thank you.
And he's like
suffering succotash.
It's like just like this douchebag who's watched like Star Wars Episode 3 one too many times and thinks he's Palpatine.
Unlimited power.
Now say I am the Senate.
I am the Senate. The Senate.
Oh, my father can't even conquer a galactic empire all by himself. Oh, for shame. Anyway, already better than Space Jam 2. Anywho.
Space Jam 2, still not in space. When are we gonna get to space?
I mean, Chris's problem with the first one was the fact. The second one is the fact that it didn't take place in the center of the Earth like the first one did.
That would have been rad.
Yeah, like this is movies. I don't know how much I really have to say about this because it's what you expect it to be, more or less, and like.
This is a popcorn movie, you know. This is just like sort of a very okay. I'm not gonna say it's exactly like Mask of Zorro, but it's like the reason Anthony Hopkins did Mask of Zorro was because he was like, yeah, I just want to do a shits and giggles popcorn Hollywood movie.
Yeah, except I would say like Mask of Zorro, you can argue is still like a legitimately good movie.
Oh, it's a good ass fucking movie.
This is a case where like this feels more like. There's nothing else to watch on like Letterboxd.
This is like when you're this is like when you're in a hotel and you're channel surfing and you're all like, oh, Escape Room 2, all right.
Or it's like, what's this bullshit? All right, cool. All right, so they're doing all that. Okay,
yeah, okay. It's like puzzles.
Sure. They're constantly talking throughout the entire thing about things that I can clearly see are happening. Oh, yeah. That won't get annoying.
Yeah, it's that anime thing.
I don't need 5 lines of dialogue to tell you that a room is filling up with water.
They're gonna drown me with all the water that's filling up in this room. And oh no! Like, now there's more water in the room. Water
while she's going like. The water's filling up. He's going like, they're filling up the cage with water. There's no way out.
The water's almost at the top.
I'm gonna drown. It's like, shut the fuck up, Ben.
No shit.
It's like, I can fucking see that. I get that you're, dying. But shut the fuck up, Ben.
I'm trying to fucking think for a goddamn minute. If you would get off my ass.
Oh god. And like this movie does like share probably does in the first movie. It's not as bad as the fact that the higher concept sci-fi it tends to go, the harder it tends to get into the actual puzzles. Like whenever you start throwing like mountains of CG into like molten sand and shit, it's kind of like okay, kind of losing the thread here.
I mean, the one bit of special effects that I thought was really cool was when she took the picture and the room actually did stop like moving. I thought that was pretty cool. But aside from that, like
for that part,
you may have been, yeah.
So I missed like the one cool effect.
Yeah, you missed the one good effect. Yep, the one effect where I was like, oh shit, that's kind of cool. I was like, even though I know it was CG, but I was all like, yo, if I was in that room, that'd be kind of cool. I'd be like, oh, neat.
Yeah, sure. Which is kind of, I feel like, is every escape room experience.
Oh, absolutely. Well, okay. Actually, I gotta tell you about my most recent escape room experience.
What did you go to?
I went to an escape room called Oakland Escape. Okay. Recently, because my brother's friend got him tickets, and he took me along, and we went through this whole escape room. We got out within the hour, and like throughout most of that, I was thinking, wow, this is way better than that chicken shit joint I used to work at. Like, we just had a bunch of fucking flashcards and shit. These guys like had actual puzzles with like special effects and lighting and crap. Like, oh man, this room's fucking awesome.
I remember I've done exactly 2 escape rooms in my life. One was for an anniversary with my now ex, which we will not discuss.
Fair.
And the second one I think I did it was at a Comic-Con, and they did one for what's that John Krasinski show they had on Amazon Prime?
It
was like him in the military.
What was it? It was like Jack Reacher.
Jack Reacher.
Yeah.
That was the one, and so they kind of like Jack Reacher style was all like military stuff, cool. Which is kind of cool. It was neat. They had actual money you can find. It was neat.
Shit! Like you won money?
Like I found $5. It was kind of nice. No, it was actually like $13. I got a good. I bought lunch with it. It was nice. But like that one had actual stakes because there's one part where they had you have to like decide whether or not to blow up a terrorist cell or not.
Shit.
So one person's telling you to do it, and then Jack Reacher's in the phone telling, don't do it. But it's an actual person.
Like it's an actor.
So it's like an actual.
Or it's like actual John Krasinski.
It was an actual actor. We knew this cool. Because we're kind of sitting there kind of thinking about this, and we're letting the timer go off, and like the very last second, one person slams the button
to blow up the terrorists.
To blow it up, and had civilians and stuff in there too, which is why they're doing that. And then the guy on the phone's like, hey, you in the blue shirt. What did you do?
Shit.
What would your mother say? Is what he actually said. I'm not making fun.
Oh my god, that is fucking great. I love that.
That was again, same kind of thing. Well, that was neat.
Yeah.
That was a cool experience.
Look what you fucking did.
This one has lasers and douchebags.
Yeah. That's gonna be the name of my next tabletop RPG.
Lasers and douchebags.
Welcome to Lasers and Douchebags. I am the douche master.
Your story starts on Twitter.
Our story begins at laser tag.
God. Anyway, so yeah, for those who don't know what that movie's about, this movie's basically us the two survivors of the first movie, who the movie does a nice little job of catching you up to speed in case you forgot what happened in the first movie, which totally
they just
fair.
Totally fair. They just kind of gave you a whole recap on it because they're like, it's been a while since the first movie.
Here's a montage.
Yeah, pretty much. They just give you a montage, which is neat actually, because honestly, it's like
I forgot a lot about what happened in the first movie.
I think that's really great because they knew that like this plot.
It's pretty forgettable.
It would not have stood up on its own like as a sequel. Like it would not have been a standalone movie if it wasn't connected to the first one. So I think that was actually very mature of them to put a recap at the beginning.
It's like we know what we're about. We know it's schlocky.
Yeah.
And the entire movie is basically just this rich-ass corporation trying to convince the survivor of the first movie to go on the fucking plane that they showed booby-trapped at the end of the last movie.
Yep, that's right.
So the entire time is, and again, I don't think
like the moment that she was in the plane at the end, I was like thinking she's gonna look at something and be like, "Why are all these napkins spelled wrong?" And then Ben's just like, "Fuck."
Yeah, it's something stupid. It is something stupid.
Oh yeah.
But instead she just goes like, "No, we're gonna drive there." So they just fucking drive there.
Yeah.
Which is like, that's a much smarter option.
I was gonna say that was a smart choice.
Like, I think it would have been amazing. Mad respect for the troll.
Seriously.
If the entire time they never go on the plane. And they go to spoiler territory. I don't think you really give a shit about this movie. So, you know, like, spoiler from here on out. It's not good, but if you enjoy kind of schlocky movies, go nuts, have fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they're just trying to, like, right up when the therapist is there, and she goes like, "What is it gonna take for you to get on that plane?" I was like, "Oh, she's part of it, isn't she?" And turns out, of course,
everything's a clue.
Because again,
this is a clue, this is a clue, and this is a clue.
Which, again, the very annoying, the main villain is playing 4D chess, which means it's a goddamn precog.
Oh yeah.
Which annoying because this whole thing.
It's not like justified intelligence. It's like omnipotent.
Like it's an obscene level of like fuck off. You knew this was gonna happen.
It's like the puzzles are fair, the villain is not.
And it just
like that part in John Wick 3 or something, or John Wick 2, where I keep forgetting his name, but he's such a good actor. The fucking guy from In American Gods.
Ian McShane.
Ian McShane, yeah, where Ian McShane presses a button on a stopwatch and everyone stops walking, and I was all like, okay, bullshit, everyone in Times Square stopped walking. You don't have that much power, motherfucker.
I can kind of buy that because they established pretty early on that everyone in fucking New York City is an assassin.
Apparently an assassin, yeah.
So I can totally see Ian McShane, that universe, going like, all right, here's what I want you all to do. That doesn't sound anything like Ian McShane.
You all to do.
It sounds nothing like Ian McShane.
Like, Ian McShane's a tricky voice to be honest.
Oh, yeah.
I had to tune back into American Gods.
I sound more like...
I am Odin.
I sound more like Crowley from Supernatural.
Yeah, kind of. You went really cockney on that.
Yeah. But
it was like, who else was that fucker in?
Doom Patrol.
Was he in Doom Patrol?
Oh, yeah, he's in Doom Patrol.
Oh, shit.
Not Ian McShane, the other guy.
Oh, okay. We just got,
He's also in Kung Fu Panda.
Ian McShane?
Yeah.
Who the fuck is he in Kung Fu Panda?
He's Tai Lung.
Oh, shit, he's Tai Lung. That's right.
Yeah.
God, I fucking love his voice.
Right.
Seriously, he's got a good fucking voice.
Oh, yeah. I would do things for that voice. Yeah. That him and not Kevin Conroy.
It's
I feel like most of our reviews just go into tangents.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like this movie doesn't have enough of it going for it to us to actually talk about it.
Go that deep into it.
Yeah.
But because again,
this is just kind of a Gits and Shiggles blockbuster movie.
You mean Shits and Giggles?
Yeah. No, I know what I said. Gits and Shiggles. Yeah.
Okay, sure. Why not? Fucking.
I used to work with kids. You had to find your loopholes for swearing.
Dude, I still work with kids. I used to swear when I leave. You will never meet a greater group of more foul-mouthed, dirty-minded individuals than children entertainers.
I've been there.
But Anywho, so what was I talking about?
We were talking about Ian McShane's voice.
Oh yeah, with like the over elaborate nature of the villain and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
So like,
it's not like a villain like Moriarty in Game of Shadows, where you can kind of see
where like it makes sense,
where
but
he could predict shit like that, and I'm like, okay, that was a smart play on Sherlock.
Like, I mean, like, the whole like motivation for the villains in these movies so far seems like we're bored.
Yeah, it's like we're bored and I'm making a bunch of money off people gambling on you.
And which is again, it's like, so I have a hard time believing that apparently whole societies are banding around goddamn killer escape rooms. Like, I mean, at least
I don't know how long that would really last.
Like I mean, at least in the Saw movies.
Yeah.
Like,
it was just like a guy who was like, I want to kill people and make them like. I've never actually seen Saw.
Okay, like Muha's making me watch them.
Okay.
So I've seen 3 Saw movies now.
All right.
4, actually 5. You include the Jigsaw and Spiral.
Okay.
Which like came after them. Anyway,
all right.
But at least in those movies, like his whole point. Like the villain's motivation is it's like retribution, it's punishment for shit they've done in their lives.
Okay.
So like everyone has like a karmic justice to it. I'm making it sound better than a lot of it is.
Yeah.
And then he builds like a cult mentality behind it, which is how like he gets new followers even after he dies. Which is how so like there's a reason.
Shit, maybe I should watch Saw.
There's a flow of logic. The first one's legitimately good.
Yeah. It was that's kind of interesting how you brought in the motivation behind it, because like in the first movie, it's like they're playing a game with people who are like the last survivors of like, horrible things that were happening. And then but then they reveal in this one, it's like apparently every group just had a different theme. Like one room was all priests, one was all influencers for some reason.
No,
and it's just like, fuck this.
Well, like,
Fuck
and that's
these
where we get to like
guys.
where the movie kind of lost me was with like the first of like the 3 twist endings.
Oh, yeah.
Which is where it turns out one of the girl from Daredevil who was in the first movie is alive in this movie.
Yep.
But there's like,
But she's like,
they had her
blackmailed.
They had us they're making the survivors design the puzzles because who better to make the puzzles than the people who beat them? Like, oh, fuck off.
Yeah, come on. I can solve a puzzle, but I can't make one up.
And more importantly, having the person you tried to murder in charge of making your next murder puzzles leaves yourself open for a lot of loopholes.
Like seriously. I would just make purposely shitty puzzles.
I know, right?
Yeah, you would just be like, oh, no, trust me. They're going to get really distracted by that big glowing green light there, and they'll never notice the other thing.
They'll never notice
it.
It's
like, oh, trust me, this is totally fair and in the person's favor, and then the people are all like, hold on, this is bullshit.
Hold on.
No.
Follow I imagine like it's a really shitty pitch meeting.
Yeah.
Where
all right, so trust me. This one takes place on a beach.
Where like it's really like shaky survivors like, all right, now follow me on this.
Yeah, these are definitely the mentally sane people we want making our death puzzles.
Now, I have years of PTSD now from doing these stupid fucking things. What if we have a key, but it's already in the door, and it unlocks the door, and then they leave. So where's the puzzle point?
But the puzzle point is that there's also a gun in the next room, and it goes directly into your boardroom, and they only escape if they kill everyone inside.
And also, again, I know I'm poking potholes here, which I know is like the way I choose not to do these reviews typically, because I think it's a lazy form of criticism.
Yeah.
But fucking hell, this movie's asking for it. So I'm gonna make an exception for a movie that has these trying to be clever with these villains.
Oversights.
It's not even glaring or oversights so much. Again, if you're gonna have a villain that's gonna have 4D chess, trying to do that bullshit on me, I'm gonna fucking nitpick you a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
So this is my one-time indulgence in this kind of bullshit.
Oh, I'm ready.
So if I was a person you kidnapped and forced to do these goddamn puzzles, I would literally put in a massive loophole that I would just kind of is like, oh no, I didn't catch that. Oopsie poopsie.
I mean, it's like Hunger Games 2, where oh god, I can't do names today. The guy who died, and my acting teacher said I looked like him after he had a heroin overdose. It was the fucking
I have not seen Hunger Games 2 in a fucking long time.
Fair enough. Oh, God, I can't.
Like, I don't
Philip
think
Seymour Hoffman. My acting, like literally a couple days after he died, my acting professor said, "You remind me of Philip Seymour Hoffman." I'm like, "That's great." Thank you, Amy.
well, I can kind of see it now.
Fuck off.
Well,
I've also been compared to Chris Farley, so I'm like, that's not doing much better for me.
I mean, we shaved the beard, you know.
Yeah, it's the fat comedian thing, I know.
No, it's not even that. It's like you have a similar like facial structure to Philip Seymour Hoffman. It's not even a weight thing. It's literally just like.
I mean, I guess we're both kind of squinty sometimes.
It's more like Philip Seymour Hoffman has like a furrowed brow and a round face.
Okay.
And you kind of do too. So
I do furrow my. Now I'm like super aware of what my eyebrows are doing at any moment, and I'm like, oh, don't furrow, motherfucker, no.
Hey, I've been called Seth MacFarlane, so you know I don't know if it's better or worse.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't see it because. Like, Seth MacFarlane's really squinty. Like, I don't even know what his eyes look like.
We're not talking eyes, just general facial structure.
I still don't see it. I think he's got more of a square head.
Yeah, well, I just got a big ass head. It's like, fuck you, I'm Spider-Man. But anyway.
I think Seth MacFarlane ever just says, fuck you, I'm Family Guy.
Probably does.
Yeah, maybe once in a while.
Like, fuck you, I'm Peter Griffin. Anywho,
all right.
So yeah, like just the idea of like the whole thing behind this, instead of just making an architect for these things, which would make like the most sense to do.
Yeah, just have a guy consistently, or at least like maybe like a team of people, like a writer's room almost behind your death puzzles, and then that way you could just like be like, oh yeah, Ted wrote the beach, Bill wrote the. I mean, like the subway.
I'd watch that fucking movie, just like The Office, but they make murder puzzles.
That'd be pretty great, actually.
Well, I would watch the shit out of that. Yeah. That'd be great.
Escape room behind the scenes. It's like,
and it's just
how the fuck do I make molten sand?
And it's like just a bunch of people like in cubicles, like Jerry,
what?
You got the sand? Yeah, I got the sand.
I got to check your butthole or something.
There's like a couple guys like constructing the beach. I was like, hey Gary, we got
just like a couple of like those blue collar guys that just like, hey, I get the trap door here, but you're making it wire a lot of electricity through these. Now, this isn't exactly OSHA safe. I gotta report this to the union.
There's a fire hazard up here. I gotta report ya.
Listen, these are some military grade lasers. I don't know if these are entirely safe to have around civilians.
I mean, I
don't even know if I'm allowed to hold this thing.
I don't know, boy. Look, I think someone get real hurt up here. You guys could be signing waivers, right? Yes. All right. Well,
Listen,
it's a little above my pay grade.
The thing is that I noticed that this cage here, it's got a door that goes in, but doesn't really seem to have a door that goes out. And it's the same cage that you got some water pipes funneling into. This is a death trap waiting to happen. And then there's like a guy, like a really fucking irritated dude, just like. That's a fucking idea. I'm here to murder people. It's just like, all right, yeah, I don't know if my union's gonna be cool with this.
Now I just imagine just somebody like in the office, like the weekly like vocational staff meeting comes in, and there's one person who's like, oh, is Barry here? God damn it, Barry is here. Like he's walking in on like one of those scooters. He doesn't need it. He's just lazy, and he just comes in with a respirator. Lasers.
And he's like, not even just lasers. Like I don't know why, but I meant that guy.
Like, but what about lasers? Bank. It's like I got it. But the thing is,
bank lasers.
Bank lasers. Like the problem is he's like the younger brother of the CEO, so no one can tell him no.
Yeah, exactly.
So everyone's just like having their like these really detailed plans. And it's goes like
he'll call the office from the golf course, and then like it'll be like he'll like Skype that shit to them, and and he'll be like, listen guys, we have a problem. I had a really cool idea for an escape room, and you're gonna need lots of electricity and subway tokens.
No, I imagine more like Elon Musk, where
God.
he's kind of like rockets. What about rockets? Rockets. Just make it rockets. Like, even better yet, Barry calls in one day, like, I want you to put the name Sonya in there. Dude, you need to get over here. Sonya!
Listen,
That
boss,
bitch needs to go down! It's like,
boss, I understand that you guys had a pretty rough breakup, but, you know,
she
we're
took
trying
my
to...
dog! Fuck it, we're putting that name in there.
You should have opened up with that.
Led with that. All right, Sonya
Look,
it is.
we'll make Sonya her own escape room. It's like...
Okay. We're just making a better version of this.
Write this down, Hollywood.
At least give me a screenwriting credit. You know?
Yeah, seriously. Inspired by Michael
jackasses
Medina
in a car.
and Matt Regan. Two jackasses.
You got anything else on this? I don't got a whole lot of these, but like, it's stupid. It is what it is. Like, there's still something to enjoy out of it, but it's dumb.
Yeah, it's like
your mileage will vary.
Yeah, it's like fun, but it's dumb. You know, if you just want to kill a couple hours. Honestly, I don't even think it was a couple hours.
I think it's like maybe an hour and a half, if that.
Yeah. It wasn't that long.
Yeah, so like it's one of those things. Like, it's not the worst movie in the world. God knows I've seen worse.
Oh yeah.
Just like in the past couple weeks, but it's like it's pretty forgettable. The puzzles are cool, but that's really about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's...
Jesus, are we gonna do previews for the first time?
God, no.
We're not doing previews.
We haven't done previews in a long time.
Oh damn. Okay.
Oh damn it. We stopped doing previews like a long time ago now.
I mean, yeah, I figured because COVID, but we're like back in theaters and stuff.
True.
But we don't have to if we're not doing it anymore.
It kind of became redundant.
All right, that's fair.
So I
watch them yourself.
I do know we're watching Suicide Squad on Thursday, so that'll be fun.
Did that come out?
It's coming out.
Oh, it's coming out. Okay.
Yeah. And Muha was like, "Hey, we can get tickets now. Do you want to go?" I was like, "Sure."
All right.
I was probably gonna go anyway. So, and then we still got The Green Knight and
that I want to see.
And Stillwater.
I don't know what that is.
That's like the Matt Damon one. It's directed by the guy who made Spotlight.
No idea.
Okay, Matt.
All right.
Anyway, so there's that one, the filler one for this week.
Yay.
Thank you guys for watching.
Bye.